somehow, some way, Jalen Carter walking to the Cowboys huddle before the first snap with 14 minutes and 54 seconds left in the first quarter, which what should have just been 1st and 10 for Dak in a post-Micah world. And then there's flags. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm very focused on the fullback for the Eagles, who is sitting there in a daze like he's out for the season after a kickoff return. And a flag, is there a dirty hit? Is something going on? But it's in a different part of the field. Wait a minute, it's 40-15. Am I the only one going through this? And then we find out that Jalen Carter, the best player on the field, is that an exaggeration, Coca? The best defensive player? When he's out on the field, Coca, is Jalen Carter the best player on the field no matter what? I guess if you're playing the Chiefs, probably not. The best player on the defense. We're going to have to leave it at that. Well, Mike Tirico's looking, trying to describe what's happening, which is his job. And he says, wait, did he spit? And before you know it, you've got an up-close and personal Robert Redford shot right there. Michelle Pfeiffer in the background. Boom. It's a spit. And then you see another jacked-up referee. I love when you have to put the arms out. If I do that, it basically is sagging to my kneecaps. But when you're in shape, man, you're ripped. You put your arms to your sides. 15-yard penalty on sportsmanlike conduct and a game misconduct like it's in a hockey game. And that was it. Jalen Carter's walking off the field. So I'm trying to process this. Did he just spit in Dak Prescott's face? No. He spit and it got onto what looked like his shoulder pad, like the rib part of his shoulder pad. All right. Did that just happen before the first play of the game? And then did I just hear the analysis on NBC, free NBC, that it appears that the entire offensive game plan was based on stopping Jalen Carter, and now everything's different. Brian Schottenheimer's first game, you're planning to double-team Jalen Carter because he's the best player on the field. He's gone before a play from scrimmage. And Dallas goes on to score 4 out of their first 4 possessions and is losing at the half 21-20. The whole time I'm thinking to myself, what would I be doing? I'm president of the Eagles. Well, I know me. I'd be down in the locker room because Jalen Carter's in the locker room. He's got to hang out till post game. I got to sit with him and say, WTF, man. And by the way, we got to get a quote ready because this is the biggest story. Not the fact that we raised our banner, not the fact that we are the defending, reigning Super Bowl champions, not the fact that we're playing the Cowboys, who have been the king of the news basically the whole offseason, and we're about to either win or lose to that team. Nope. The story is you getting thrown out of the game 6 seconds in. So here's what we need to come up with. And Jalen Carter said, and I'm quoting, "It was a mistake that happened on my side, and it just won't happen again. I feel bad." I mean, if you have enough time to prepare, say, I feel badly, but again, let's not quibble. "I feel bad for my teammates and the fans out there. I'm doing it for them. Not being able to start the game, even finish the game. We're going to get it better. It won't happen again. I can make that promise." I have a problem with promises that are made about something that never should happen in the first place. And I'm certainly not comparing spitting, though we had the whole conversation with Suarez, that Inter Miami player, and his spitting at the Seattle Sounders staff. And we've waited all night long for a comment from Inter Miami, which finally came and we'll get to in a couple minutes. Unbelievable that there's something like spitting that would be in the category of, all right, did that once, won't do that again. Aren't there things that go in the category of you don't have to do once? It's not like spitting is a child touching a hot oven. That feels like something everybody does once. Hey, it's hot. Boom, touch it. That's too hot to drink. Ooh, taste it. Burn on the tongue. Those are a pain in the neck. I don't need to commit armed robbery to tell you I'm not going to ever commit armed robbery. And if you do it once, I wouldn't say, hey, not going to do it again. Odds are you will. That's the funny part about doing things that generally people don't do ever. When you do them once, there's a tendency to do them again. And that goes for all sorts of things. It is certainly not acceptable what Jalen Carter did. It is impossible to run that team and to not go in that clubhouse and be angry enough that you've got to do something as a punishment to Jalen Carter. You are not going to suspend him for a game. Wait for the NFL to do that. You are not going to fine him. Wait for the NFL to do that. What you have to do, if you're Nick Sirianni, if you are the team president, is you are talking to the players on the team after the game, and you're letting them know that the hell that you're about to bring forth, that's Jalen Carter. That's the best player on our team. And you see what we're going to do to him? Imagine what we'd do if it were you. I'm putting the fear of God, the fear of deterrence, the reality of deterrence in that clubhouse because you can't have self-inflicted wounds and hope that you're going to win another Super Bowl championship. Now, the Eagles got away with it. They won the game 24-20. A funny game. Not funny when it gets interrupted by lightning at all, and you're sitting there till 12:30 at night. That's not the funny part. The funny part is that the Eagles found a way to win a game where they could not stop Dallas from scoring, and Dallas couldn't stop them from scoring. And then in the second half, basically it was nothing doing for anybody. Eagles scored a field goal in the second half and won the game 24-20, which we'll come back to in terms of our pick of the day from yesterday. The reasoning, what did I say? I knew it was a lightning delay. What did I say, Coco? Did I misspeak? Yes, I know. That's what caused it to be until 12:20. I never liked lightning a pro player in an open air stadium because I'm afraid of lightning from running. Do you know that two quick things on lightning while you got me, Coco? One, take your headphones out if you are in the area of lightning. If you hear thunder, don't wear headphones because you could go deaf. That may be a Bubameister. I don't think it is. Two, don't shower when there's a thunderstorm because lightning can go through the pipes, through the water, and you get sizzled. Maybe a Bubameister. Don't think it is, but I don't do either of those things. Hate being outside. And when I was responsible for all 72 people who came to Marlins games, when there'd be lightning at pro player, I couldn't stand it when there were people in the bowl, and we'd try to close the bowl because it's scary as hell. Anyway. So the Inter Miami and spitting, all of a sudden it's a thing. So spitting, I spit when I run, but I spit down. I will admit that there are times during marathons that you're so close to other people that you think you're spitting to the side, and then someone comes up faster than you think and it gets on their shoes. I've done that on a bike during a triathlon where you spit out liquid to the side and all of a sudden someone's on your tail. In my case, it was like a styrofoam cup passing me in the water. But either way, things can happen. Very different than purposefully spitting, which is what Jalen Carter did. Word came out after the fact that Dak Prescott may have been the first spittor and that Jalen Carter was the responding spittor. But again, as we all know, PGR, playground rules. Don't be the second one because you may be the first one to get caught. That could have an impact on the punishment, though I don't think it will. It is not an extenuating circumstance to say, hey, he did it first. Prescott had to come out after the game to say, man, I didn't spit on anybody. I just spat in the general direction of spatting because I'm a spatter. But the video on Carter was pretty clear, much like the video on Suarez